Hi there everyone, I'm doing something a little bit different today. I've got a new rucksack to try out. Now I've never done this sort of thing before, but I've been contacted by a company called K&F Concepts and asked if I would review a camera rucksack for them. So I had a look at the website and the products look reasonably good, and I know that it's quite difficult to find good products from China because there is, unfortunately, a lot of tat out there. So I had to think about it and I thought, yeah, go on then, I'll have a go. The cost of the rucksack looks quite reasonable. I think it's about 60 quid. And the pictures that I saw on the web of it look quite good. Now I am a low pro girl. My current one is the 300 flip side, which I absolutely love. It does have a couple of drawbacks, but it fits all my gear in. It's ridiculously comfortable to wear. But I thought I'd have a look at this and just see what the crack was. Now I have opened the box because I didn't know what it was. It arrived at work. But that's as far as I've got. So I've dragged the bag out. Let's just get rid of the cardboard box. Put it over there. And it arrived very quickly. The lady that I was dealing with said she would send it, and 2 days later it arrived. So here we are. This is, oops, the first look at it. Now, at first glance, it's actually a very smart looking piece of kit, and it doesn't look like a rucksack for a camera. It looks like your normal sort of going out for a day's hike, taking a bit of food and sunglasses and stuff with you. It's almost like a denim finish. That's quite sweet, that. The straps look reasonably good, your shoulder straps, and unclip that. They're padded inside, so that's quite a good start. At first glance, the only drawback I can see for me is there is no waist strap. And I have got really used to having the waist strap on the Low Pro. It's big, it's chunky, it sits nicely on the top of my hips, and it takes a lot of the weight off my shoulders because my shoulders tend to ache. But it has got a chest strap, so that's good, and that is considerably better fixed than the Low Pro one, because these are the straps that I keep losing off the Low Pro one. But that's finished a lot better. So, well, the reason I'm doing this now is I'm going to use it this coming weekend. We're doing a camp. I can't believe we're doing camping. It's like -2 degrees. However, we'll manage. So inside, it's got the usual compartments with the separators. All of these separators remove, but these centre two are rigid, which actually could quite work in its favour, because I find that the separators on my Low Pro, these are wibbly wobbly, and although it means you can twist them and turn them and bend them into odd shapes for all your different shaped camera gear and your lenses and your little flashes, that should be okay. Now it looks big enough to hold the DSLR. Time will tell when I put it in tomorrow. And we've got, where are we? We've got a clear storage pocket there. We've got a bigger storage pocket there. So yeah, that's all fairly standard stuff, I'm guessing. The back of it is actually, oops, I just managed to tie something in there. There we go. The back is quite nicely padded. It's a very similar finish to the Low Pro. I'm actually quite impressed with how smart it looks. They have said, and I'll be upfront, that I can keep the rucksack. Whether I will or not, I don't know. But anyway, let's have another look. So now we've got a front pocket. It's all, for me, it's all down to how it performs when I'm out in the field. So that's a reasonable size storage area. I'm guessing you could fit a laptop in it. Unfortunately, my laptop's a 17-inch screen, so that'll not fit in. But certainly I've got a netbook that would fit in there. A couple of pockets and another pocket there for lenses and stuff. Not lenses, sorry, lens cloths and filters and so forth. So that's okay, and that fastens down. And then we've got a bizarre little pocket here. Where are we? There. So yeah, find something to stick in that, I'm sure. So the telling time is going to be the next couple of days, because I'm quite happy to do a review on something. I did say to the girl, it's a lady called Marley that I've been talking to, that I would be quite happy to review it, but I would be honest, and if there's something I don't like about it, then I would say, because I'm not about to say to somebody, yeah, it's fabulous, awesome, go buy it, if I wouldn't use it. And that's the reason why this is just the start of the review. I haven't used it. It looks okay on face value, except, as I say, for the lack of a hip strap, but we'll see how that goes. There's also quite a nifty little storage pocket there. Not entirely sure. Ah, that's the tripod holder. So you strap your tripod on there. Now I've got a relatively small tripod. I treated myself to, I think it's called a VO 264, because my beloved Giottos finally died. So your tripod straps in there, and there's a nifty little pocket down there to put the feet in to keep it extra secure. And you've got a little pocket there, which would actually be quite useful for the Allen keys that you use to adjust your tripod. It keeps it in a sensible place. So yeah, the bottom of the case is PVC. The other thing that immediately strikes me, which could be a drawback, is no waterproof cover. We don't make a habit of going out in the rain, but there are times when you're out and it's misty and that gives you moisture on your bag. Certainly when we go to the coast, we always end up getting wet. This is supposed to be showerproof, I believe. It kind of expands a bit as well. So I'm quite excited to try that out, because it's certainly smaller than mine. It will be interesting to see how much of my gear I can fit in it. Once it's packed, I will give you a look at how it's all gone in. But it doesn't look like a photography rucksack, which could be quite a good thing for security. People are less likely to try and have a go at it. But yeah, it does really look like a nice piece of gear. I will pop a link to K&F Concepts in the blurb below, so you can nip over and take a look. They do all sorts of stuff, tripods and filters. I'm not endorsing them. I said I would give a genuine, honest and unbiased review, and we'll go from there. Catch you in a minute, guys, once I've packed it up. Right, well, it took me about 10 minutes to pack everything, and it's actually quite well balanced, which surprised me. It's stood up and it's fully laden. My tripod has fitted on the side. There we go, the VO 264AB. Lovely little piece of kit, that. The bottom pocket, I'm not quite sure you'll be able to make that out, has just room for one of the tripod legs to go in. And something that I just niggled me when I was putting the tripod in, the strap doesn't have a clip on it. It's just one that undoes. So that made it a bit of a faff to put the tripod in, but that's not the end of the world. So what we've got, I have actually managed to fit everything in that I'm going to take. In this top pocket, I have managed to slide my glasses, because I am blind as a bat most of the time, and my Lee filter holder, or adapter ring. So that's gone in there. The inside top pocket, I have managed to fit my filter pouch with all my filters in it, and my vlogging gimbal, which is hidden away down here. Haven't put anything in that top pocket as yet, didn't feel the need to do anything. It is a snug fit, but then it's a bit of a snug fit in the low pro, to be fair. And then in the actual main body, which, let's have a look in here. Everything that I am taking tomorrow, we've got the 70 to 200, probably better something like that. We've got the 10 to 20, we've got my Lee filter cleaner, my rocket blower, a little pouch that I keep cleaning rags, lens pen, a couple of other little bits and pieces in there, and the 7200, the D7200 with the 17 to 55 attached, and my head torch, just on the off chance that we decide to go out in the middle of the night. And that's actually quite a handy little thing, because that will fall out. So they give you a little strap that you attach to either side and it all fits in. Now I have tried it on. It feels relatively comfortable in comparison with the Low Pro. That doesn't fit in properly because I've got a foot on it. The padding does protect it. Oh, and in my little clear pocket, I've got 3 remote controls and my shower cap and my waterproof cover for the camera actually in that pocket there. So, I mean, it does up without any great issues. There's no great dramas doing it up, so I'm not forcing it. The one thing I did notice, the little tags, let's get it to where you can see it, the little elasticated tags, I can see those lasting about, 20 minutes with me, because they just feel a bit, The rest of the bag feels quite nice quality, but that, I'm struggling to show you it. Let's try it up there. That's quite pulley, and do that one. That one is definitely a worse quality than the other one. I have to say it feels weird having it on without hip strap, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It just feels strange because I've had 2 rucksacks from Low Pro, both of which have the waist straps, and I guess I've got used to it, so it's a case of adjusting how I think it should feel. The chest strap works brilliantly. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. No, I don't need to start with any preconceived ideas about what I'm going to feel with this. I need to try it. I am going to take the Low Pro with me, just in case this decides to give way on me. I don't want to spend my time clutching my rucksack to me for the fear of my lenses falling out, so I'm going to take the Low Pro with me as well, just to be safe. But for most of the day, this is going to be on my back, and we'll see how we go on with it. See the point in sitting here and going, there's this, there's that, the other, and not actually using it in real life. It needs to get a full field test, and this weekend should be it. So, catch up with you in a while. Bye for now. Well, I said I'd give you a bit of an update on the bag, and it's doing reasonably well so far. I am struggling with the chest, without the chest strap, without the hip strap. I'm finding it's pulling on my shoulders quite a lot, even with the chest strap in place. The fact that the bottom is PVC is actually working quite well here, because that sand will just wipe off and it will not leave any stains. The back padding, this bit here, is actually quite good and it's quite comfortable. It doesn't feel like I've got a huge amount of weight in there, but it's got absolutely everything in it. And I'm quite pleased from that respect that it is jammed to the rafters, but not pulling any seams apart so far. The handle at the top as well, on my Low Pro, is really weak and feeble, but that is actually solid, so when you pick it up to carry it, it's quite handy. It feels like you've actually got hold of something. It's quite sturdy. And I suppose I'm not really giving it a fair test because I have got everything in it, and it's not really designed for that. If I took the 70 to 200 out, it would be ridiculously comfortable, and it wouldn't be pulling on my shoulders so much. But so far so good. I'm going to persevere today, because as I say, sitting in the lounge looking at it saying yeah, it looks absolutely fab is one thing, but coming out into the field with all your gear in it is another thing altogether. So far not too bad. So I'll leave you with this little view of Talica, and I'll catch up with you in a while. So I thought I'd take this opportunity just to do a quick review over how the K&F Concept Camera bag's gone on over these last 12-24 hours. In all fairness, it's a fairly good piece of kit. The things I like about it, the straps for the shoulder are quite padded and they tighten up quite nicely. The carry handle is solid. You don't feel like it's going to rip, you don't feel like it's going to drop off. The bottom of the bag being coated, well, it's sort of a plasticky cover, means I've been able to stand it up on the sand and it hasn't got wet. The sand that's got on it has brushed off quite easily. How long that will last, I don't know. How durable it's going to be, I'm not sure. Obviously I've only had the thing for sort of 12-24 hours. The section that fits across or sits on your back is nicely padded. Even though I've had gear in it that maybe it's not intended to carry, it's been quite comfortable. I've not felt anything digging in my back. And the internal dividers, I do like the hard section one that I showed you when I showed you around the bag a little earlier. It's kept everything nice and rigid and in its position. And the fact it's so bloody spacious, I am gobsmacked that I've managed to fit virtually everything in that I would normally carry. The things I miss, two things, and the biggest one is the waist strap. I found it after an hour of having it on my back, even with the chest strap on, it was starting to pull on my shoulders. So for me to spend my money and buy it, it would need to have a waist strap added to it. I've got one last test to do with it when I get it home, and that is to see if it is showerproof. For somebody who is just starting out, who maybe has a mirrorless camera, who maybe only carries one lens, maybe they only do macro, or they just have one lens for landscape, then yeah, I think that's a pretty neat piece of kit. It looks smart, it doesn't look like a photography bag, and without all the gear I've got in it, it probably would be ridiculously comfortable. Well, I got a little bit more bored with the rain and the sleet not actually coming down heavy enough, so you've just seen me shower it with the watering can. I've just given it a quick burst because it's obviously heavier than normal rain would be, so I'm just going to have a look. It doesn't feel like it's gone through, but let's have a look. Now, the only thing I left in here was cables. This is the top section, which is just a storage pocket. That's dry, so that's good. And the bit that's got the important bit is the bit on your back, which was never really going to get wet. So I think this is actually quite good. I'm just going to find zips. Let's just do that. That's dry. Okay. So that's maybe slightly more waterproof than I was expecting. Let's just sit that bit up there. Let's turn that round again. I mean, it does... Let's just put my hand in this side pocket. Yeah, that's actually dry. It's got a very good nylon inner, so maybe it's not that bad. Let's just do that again. Obviously you can see raindrops on it now because I've had it open. But that side, yeah, looks fairly dry. I'm just going to try one more thing. Back in a sec. Now this is a totally unfair, I think, test. But you never know. You put your camera rack down whilst you're doing some photos, and you've put it top side down. So the bit that's facing your back, or the bit that sits on your back, is open to the elements. You're going to get watering through the zip. I don't see any way that can be prevented. But let's just have a go at this. Now that's probably more water than the bag would ever really see in reality. So let's just have a quick look. So I've got cables and things in here. Yeah, it's come through at the top at the zip, which I would expect. Yeah. That in there is bone dry. That's what's in this zipper pocket. Yeah, I'm actually very impressed with that. Okay, right, end of that test.